Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are playing Build a Boat for Treasure. And you may be wondering, how am I going to make a video on Build a Boat for Treasure? It's a game about building boats. Unless I'm just going to sit here and build the whole time. No, actually, today I have a special little treat. I have a special treat video for us today. We are going to be reviewing every single one of my builds that I've ever made. Every single build. I am not a jailbreak. I'm a builder for treasure fiend, and I'm happy to admit that. And today we're going to go over every single build besides like the really boring ones, which are like test ones and stuff. And we are going to be ranking them using this. Boom, a chart. Wait, let me put the things in. Boom, along a ding dong. These are almost every single builds that I've made in Build It for Treasure, and we're going to be going over every single one of them, piece by piece. Besides that blue one right there, that's just a mishap. Don't pay attention to the Weezer blue color. So, ready or not, here I come to put all my builds into ranking. The first build that we have on our list is my original house design that I built. I built this out of just boredom. I don't really know why I built it, but I think it turned out really, really well. We have a little beach over here. We have a cooler, some like chairs, the water. You can go in this. Also, I'm a chicken right now because chickens allow you to run faster and build with treasure. And I thought that was kind of useful. There's secret treasure behind the waterfall. Oh, let the chicken through. And then there's like little waterfalls on the waterfalls. Then there's a little secret gnome house. Look at that. Look at that. If we come over here to this cave, we can find a secret little dragon egg. I took this as inspiration from the original Zelda game where like you get the Master Sword in a cave. We have a secret door right here. We don't talk about this. We don't talk about the door. Then we get to the actual house. We have a swinging porch, like chair thing, and I made this build way before like the well, not way before, but before the screwdriver tool was even in the game. Okay, so most aspects of this aren't with the screwdriver tool. I know you could walk through there, but that was an afterthought. That was an after change. As we go into the house, we go to our dining room table. We have a sleek, modern design in our house, which I kind of regret because I don't really like it. We have our kitchen. We have all of our appliances, stovetop, toaster, fridge, a plant. We have like a little beanbag and book area over here. Oh, okay. Am I able to sit down? I don't know if there's chairs in there. There is, but I can't sit down. We have a speaker and a wide screen TV. I don't know what you'd watch on this, but you'd watch something. We have a remote. We have another plant and a table. And we have some nice art. We have a pyramid sculpture, pyramid painting, and some modern art. And as we go upstairs on the glass staircase, we can head down this hall. This room is blank. This was supposed to be my friend's room. He's been featured in some of the previous videos. You know him. But this is my room. I have some cool little achievements and like plushies and rare items. Then I get to my bed, the flat screen TV. We have a fish tank. This took me quite a while, along with a wardrobe. This house, it was one of my first ever real mega builds. And I put a lot of care and effort into this build. And then lastly, we go into a secret room. Yeah. So, overall, where is it? It's this one right here. I would rate this as, I'd say an A-tier build. I feel like that's a safe place to start. And we just did that build because it was already up. Now, we're going to start from worst builds to best builds. That was a pretty good build, and that was a sneak peek. Now this build, I call it Q. Mainly because I remember watching Avengers Endgame and seeing Thanos' spaceship, and it looked like a donut, and I wanted to have something like that. So I made this, and it's similar, but nowhere close. Nowhere is good. So you can drive it, you can like work it. the outer rings and stuff all spin. Everything on this spins. I can't remember how to control this outer ring though. I think it's maybe F. Nope, that shoots all the cannons. I don't know. Maybe this doesn't do what I think it does. Here, let's look at the transparency. Yeah, never mind. That ring doesn't spin, so it's just the outer one. It's just that one. Oh, weird. No, it does. Wait, we're going to figure this out. Could not figure it out. I don't think it spins. I think I'm just misremembering things. But I have a deep appreciation for this build, but we're not going off of appreciation. We're going off of how good it is. So, I think this build, solid C tier. Solid C tier. I think that's the highest it can go and the highest it will go. This build is supposed to be a Star Destroyer. I remember watching Star Wars in like 5th grade and going, whoa, I want to build this. And I built it. Now, this thing, ooh, it's one of my like fastest builds ever. I put every single like thruster I have in my arsenal on this. You can hear it. Listen to that. The pain and agony. This thing makes it all the way to the null zone. No stress. No problem. So that's all it really has to show. It doesn't have any sort of attacks or anything. So let's go rank it. Okay. So personally, this build, I think it is above the other one, the Q, in C tier. I think that's where it fits, and I think that's where it's going to stay. Okay, the next build actually gets kind of like interesting and does cool things. I don't remember this working. Maybe it does. Maybe at some point I fix this, but it's a giant fan. Let's see. What does that do? Oh, that starts up the fan. Okay. I think if I hold that. Oh, yeah. See, it like swivels side to side. Yeah, look at that. It's kind of choppy. Yep. It's like breaking its neck right now. And if I hold this. Oh, wait. Maybe if I push it? No. If I hold it, it goes down, which is kind of useless. But what can you do? I think this build, personally, another C tier. Another C tier. It's not that good. It's not that good. It's not that good of a build. The next build that I have to show off is these guns that I made. These guns, I think I took them from inspiration from like a certain Fortnite season. Don't remember what gun. Oh my god. Get that item. I don't remember what guns I was taking inspiration off of. I just remember that there was a gun. And I really wanted it, and I thought it was so cool. And I was like, whoa, I need this gun. So I made this. And if I unanchor this and uncollision it too, I have a gun. Now this singular gun fires with 1 bullet. And it only works in this. See, if you go into shift lock, you can actually look down the scope, and there's actually like hollow scopes and stuff. This one has a scope, and that one does not, but that's just a pistol. And it only shoots 1 bullet. They all work the same. That one never got finished. I think that was going to be like an Uzi or something. So, I think... Where's the guns? Where's the guns? They're somewhere in here. These, right here. I think these... I think they go into B tier. They're not good. They're not bad. But they're better than these. You gotta admit that. They're like micro-detailed. I mean, like, look at this. Come on. The craftsmanship is insane. Craftsmanship is insane, man. The next build that I have to show off is a Viking ship. I remember watching Jesse TC's video about Jack Sparrow's like ghost ship or whatever in Pirates of the Caribbean, and I wanted to build it so bad, so I spent like an entire day on my little rusty Chromebook and I built this thing. And it was like the coolest thing in my friend group for like days. Now, it doesn't have much in it, nearly nothing actually. But the cool thing about this build, it's full blocks. I don't think I used the scale tool on this. No, I did to reinforce the hull here. I didn't use the scale tool really on this because I didn't have the scale tool at the time. I built it all by hand, and then the scale tool came out. I got it, and I used it to hold together the sails, and that was really it. So this build, it can make it almost to the end, but because it's made out of wood, it can't really. So I think the ranking on this build goes B. Above the guns, because it's way cooler, but it's just a wood ship. This next build should keep you a little more entertained than the other previous ones. This is a custom built gaming PC. I remember playing a Roblox game where you built PCs and sold them and stuff, and I wanted one built with treasure. So that's what I exactly made. There's a handmade keyboard. This is a replica of my current keyboard, the keyboard I've had for like ever. It's a replica, 1-to-1. I don't have 3 monitors, I have 2 monitors, but then there's my mouse, giant mouse pad, and then there's a micro detailed PC on the inside. There's fans, there is CPU, GPU, RAM, power core. There is every aspect to a PC, and it's all connected with wires. And I remember micro detailing the hell out of this at the time. It's not as micro detailed as some of my more current builds, but this was state of the art at the time. If I delete these walls, you can see like there's like vents on the side, there's ports, there's buttons on the top, and yeah, this was the whole shebang dang. And it's plugged into an outlet. Crazy. This build, honestly, I think it goes behind the A tier house, just because of how small it is and how good it was for its time, but not now. Our next build that we're getting into is completely unfinished. Never finished this and never wanted to finish this. This build, I spent so many days on and I didn't even get that far. This is my underground missile silo. And it was going to have working missiles, working storage system, working like automation system and stuff. But it never really did that. But I can tell you, which door is that? Oh, see, all the doors and stuff work for this build. And they all do the same thing. If we let that go back and then we press this, we go into lockdown mode. Which lockdown mode isn't no, wait. That's lockdown mode. And then no, that's lockdown mode. That's siren mode. That lockdown mode locks down every door in the facility and locks you into the current room you're stuck in. And this was going to be like a working floor hatch and stuff. It's going to be so cool, but I never really did it. And that's like blue lights just for like certain activities. I think this missile silo could have been something great, but wasn't. And that, for that reason, I think it goes in front of the Viking ship. Our next build is actually something very interesting. Something I haven't really seen anyone else build before, and this made it into a Jesse TC video, I remember. This is an anti-gravity machine. Now, it may not look like anything really special, but it is. See, with the way this works, you can jump at higher heights and increase like your density level and like how much gravity affects you. Oh, wait, let me fix this. And it swivels. So you can just do all sorts of cool things and go do whatever you really want. And look, it moves. You can spin. So you can like jump and spin. And if you have a candy, stop. Oh shit. I'm messing it up. Help. If I hit this lever, stop it. Oh, I broke it. I was going to use a jump candy on it and show like its full range, but it broke and I broke it. That was all my fault. Anyways, anti-gravity machine. Where do we want to place it, and where also is it? Anti-gravity machine, it's a very interesting concept, and it could be used for a lot of things, but I don't ever use it. So for that reason, I'm going to put it high C tier. I promise after this one, we'll do something interesting. This one, it's just a rat. It's a rat. I got inspired off of World War II and armies using animals as like suicide bombers. So I made a rat, and this thing used to be filled to the brim with dynamite, but now it's more like a surveillance and spy type thing rather than like, you know, actually blowing up. But this thing had the capacity to blow up almost anything. And it was pretty good at what it did, not gonna lie. So I think this is going to be our first D tier because it's just a rat. It's literally just a rat. That's all it is. Now, for something actually interesting and cool in one of my more recent builds, mini golf. I've played it. You've probably played it. Can't make any judgments. But this was made for me and my friends. You'd get a putter. You'd pick out a ball right over there. You'd bring your ball over here. And you would play mini golf. We've played this so many times for a long amount of time too. And your goal is just to get it in the hole. And there's different obstacle courses, different things you have to do per course. And honestly, I was really proud of this build. I never finished it, of course, but I did do a lot of aspects to it. There's water, there's sand, the grass glides the ball, so it's actually like it's rolling. Watch this. If I take this ball, unanchor it, and like kind of hit it. My God. Do you think I can hit it? Kind of hit it. See? This isn't a good idea. See, this is why you need a putter. It doesn't work without a putter. You need a putter. You can't play this without a putter. Okay, watch. If I put this on here and let it fall. See, it glides. It glides on the grass and it rolls. And there's so many different mechanics that you've probably seen in mini golf. And yeah, it was really interesting. That spins, and there's different things. And honestly, this isn't a bad build. So for that reason of mini golf, I'm going to put that A tier. Highest A tier we have so far. Next build. This one isn't really that cool. This is literally just an IKEA, and I only have the parking garage. So I think for that reason, we are just going to put this in like a low D tier. Like, sure, it's cool and stuff. And sure, it has some nice aspects to it, like this escalator that doesn't escalate. But I never really finished this, never got to finishing it. So for that reason, IKEA is going into high D tier. Actually, that feels unfair. That feels really unfair. I'm going to put it middle of C tier because it's not like it's bad. It's just not good. The next house is the house from Rick and Morty. This could be easily mistaken for Family Guy house, but this is the Rick and Morty house. I got nowhere close to ever finishing this. I was going to do the inside and everything, never got close. I got like sidewalk, street, like plants and stuff. This was before the trowel tool too, so I had to like clone all of these individually. It just didn't work out too well, and I think I was trying way too hard with this. So just because if it's like a shell of what it could have been, Rick and Morty house is going high. I'm messing things up. High C tier. Highest C tier. And I just have to say that's just because of the aesthetic and what it looked like. And it's better than all the other ones, I think. Our next build on our list is a prison. I spent all of a Sunday making this prison as soon as Spike Blocks came out. And I think I did a pretty okay job at it. We have different cells and stuff. All the cells open. They have lights. We have a food area. If you come out here, we have a little workout area over here. And then we also have a soccer pit. We have like a parking lot with a entrance like exam to test, to like see if you're trying to come up with anything nefarious for a loved one in prison. We have guards materials. We have a shooting range. And over here, if we can make it over there, we have a holding cell. Oh yeah. I think this, where is it? Where is it? Right here. This is pretty good because I actually finished it. So we're going to go high B tier. Our next build that we have to show off is a Bugatti Chiron. I took a lot of inspiration from the Chiron in Jailbreak, if you've ever seen that. And I kind of elongated it, but I think it looks pretty cool. It has some nice drift on it when it moves. If you use certain like buttons, it'll turn on certain lights on the headlights, emergency lights, turning light, just headlights, and they also work on the back. We have a 3-seater with cup holders, and this is the coolest part. Watch this. If you're in park, it's in park. If you go in reverse, it goes in reverse. If you go in drive, it drives. If you stare at the steering wheel, watch, it actually turns. It turns with the car. Along with, look at the gas pedals down there. Oh, they move. They move. The brake pedal and the gas pedal both move when you do the action. And just for that reason, this car means a lot to me. I never got the doors done, but I think it is very cool, and it works. It works really well. So for that reason, this car is going to go right there in A tier. The next couple vehicle showcases are going to be cars, and if you've ever seen Back to the Future, you know what this is. Or if you just know what a DeLorean is, you know what a DeLorean is. If I can get in the seat, holy mackerel. Hello? Hello? There we go, I got to sit down. This car is a DeLorean. It's very blocky, which made it very easy, unlike the other one, which is kind of chopped. And the only cool aspect about this car is that the steering wheel actually moves. But I did put a lot of micro details and cool details into this car that made it what it is. The doors, we have the butterfly wing doors. You know, all DeLoreans have that. We have, like, the back windshield blockers. Don't really know what those are. And then we have front, like, flat textures. And honestly, I think I did a good job on this vehicle. And we also have custom rims. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This one doesn't have any special lights or anything, but it does have nice turning, unlike the other one, which always drifts. This one doesn't always drift, you know? So, for that reason, I say this build, wherever it is, goes into low A tier, because I spent a lot of time on that build, and I think it's very, very nice. Our next car, this one is very weird. It doesn't look the greatest, but it does look kind of like apocalyptic punk style, and I think that's a really cool aesthetic personally. This car is the Outrunner from what is it? What is the game? Borderlands. I put some custom touches onto this car, like these extending wheels that give it more balance since it's so high up. Whatever X does, I have no clue what X does, honestly. The wheels go in and out, and then there's one other thing that the minigun turret. It extends. The minigun turret extends outwards. That's what that does. It swivels the chair. The chair shoots, but only the person in the minigun turret can actually shoot it, which kind of sucks. There's no driver wheel or anything, just the seat. But I think this car's cool, and honestly, it has a good aesthetic. So I think for this car, it's going to go below the DeLorean, because the DeLorean, it's just a classic. It's just classic. This plot is an amalgamation of awful cars and horrible design. A lot of these cars I have had for many, many years, and they do mean a lot to me, but they're not exactly the best. This was also taken from Borderlands 3. It was one of those like cycling wheels or something. This is my version of like a Volt bike from Jailbreak. I can drive around a couple of these. Maybe drive around this one, show you the other ones. This one, kind of weird with its turning, but it has really weird, nice drift, like a weirdly nice drift. This is my oldest vehicle. No, not oldest vehicle. Oldest build that I have still saved. And it doesn't really work anymore. No idea why that wheel just doesn't turn. I've replaced the servo and stuff. It just doesn't turn. And it's also very shaky because it's metal. I remember watching a Dan TDM video, and he had a race car from a casino, and I built that. So then we have this car, which is honestly just weird. It's really weird. We have this one. I have no clue what happened to this. I don't know what I did to that car. I remember it being really good and stuff. This car was supposed to be a Mustang. Does not look like a Mustang. The front looks okay. Back does not look okay. And then we have this one. This one is one of my oldest builds also. And it has a futuristic design. I remember designing it off of like Speedrun 4 or something. And it had a futuristic design. This is a butterfly car. Has like weapons and stuff. It has dual control panels for certain activities and stuff. It drives. It flies. Oh yeah. If I can get off the ground, fat ass car. And has butterfly wings. La 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 la. We're not going to look at the other cars really. I think you got a nice summary of all the cars in that plot. It was just an amalgamation of all my cars. So for that reason, I think the car amalgamation deserves to go into low B tier. Low B tier. I mean high B tier, not low. Our next build that we have here is a slot machine. Now, I built this dopamine purposes. If we anchor this, we can randomize all the buttons by pressing them in random intervals, leaving them at certain things. And yeah, okay, now that it's random, we press this button. They all start up. And then, oh, wait, do we have to? Yeah, we have to press it again. Then they all stop, and your goal is just to try and get a perfect slot. And honestly, it's not that bad of a build. The mechanics were kind of hard to figure out, but other than that, I don't think it's that hard of a build to make. So for that reason, our slot machine, wherever it could possibly be, there it is. I think it goes right about there, right there. Now we are getting into a cool vehicle. This is from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and this is one of the dragons in the game. I think it's called the Corrupted Dragon or something, Malice Dragon. And, oh, crash into a wall there. It's like a worm. It has snake physics. It can fly. It flings around a lot because we're in Roblox physics and not an actual like game engine or something. Yeah, see? It's getting harder to control. Help! 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 Let's see if I can land back on the plot. Uh-oh. But this thing does have insane attention to detail. I didn't do the mechanics for like the worm part. My friend did all those. And I did all of the detail before it's about to die. I don't know if you got that good of a look at it, but I say this might be our first S tier because I spent hours and hours and hours on this build. And it took me so long. And I think it turned out really, really well. Our next build was actually supposed to be a mini game, but I never actually like turned it on or finished it. It was supposed to be like a story game, and it was supposed to have like interesting mechanics and stuff, but it's called Run the Tester. I don't know. This build's like 3 years old, but if I press this, all these little like dots appear, right? I could have sworn the lights used to turn out. and like there'd be like an eye in the stuff in the center, and you'd have to like complete parkour. It was actually so cool, and then I just botched all of it and got rid of it and just turned it into this. I don't know why I still have it though, but if I could show you the original version, I would. I think that build was the one that really got me into Roblox Studio and wanted me to like actually make things. So for that reason, and the actual build itself, I think it's gonna go right about here. Right about there. Middle of middle of B. Now, this is a big build. I'm talking negative 84,000 plastic and like 500,000 like titanium, along with like 500,000 negative concrete. This is essentially just an infinite staircase. This was based off an NPC that has an infinite staircase hallway, and I wanted to build this just to torture my friends, put them in like a little prison other than the prison I actually have. And you know what? It just goes on for literally ever. I could delete as many of these like pieces as I want, and I think I would just keep falling. See, you can see the bottom. It's far. If I jump all the way down, it's going to take me like 10 more seconds. And I think for that reason, oh, I phased through the ground there. This build, the staircase build, I duplicated a lot, so I don't think it deserves to go in S, but I do think it deserves to go somewhere in A tier. Somewhere in A tier, because it is a testament to like my dedication to it. We're starting to near the end of our like boring builds and enter our really interesting builds. This is a boring build. It's an auto grinder. Who fucking cares? This, I would say, I just heard myself die, would go also in D tier since it's so simple. It's so simple. Now this is our truly last boring build. This is instant teleportation. Now, you know, if you've played this game, that we have teleporters, and that would make sense. Teleporters are a big part of this game. But teleporters you have to carry around. I wanted a teleporter where I could just teleport. So I made, I think, the world's quite possibly longest string. 113,000 studs, which is a long distance. I could go anywhere on this whole map, and I could instantly teleport back. Let me show you. Okay, I'm a little far away from white team. I didn't want to go too far, but look at this. Set that to 1, instantly back. I don't have to carry around a teleporter on me just to go from A to B. I could just click a button and I go. The other little things on that plot, pretty simple. They involve the same sort of topic. So I think for that reason, it's a D tier. It was so easy to make, it wasn't hard. This is interesting. I could see some people saying it's boring. I think it's interesting. That is a regular Build Before Treasure door right over there. And this is physics in action, okay? I went home in 8th grade and decided I wanted to make a door using just mechanics. No fancy electronics or pistons or anything. Just pure mechanics. And watch this. If I drop this, that door right up there just opens. It opens. And I thought that was so cool when I originally made it. I kind of realized it's not the coolest now, but it does have a lot of interesting mechanics that allow it to balance out, like how that matches the oh my god, I can't think today. How that matches the lever as it turns and keeps turning in the same way, so that it has like equal positioning with like the hinge I put in here, how this pushes onto that and really moves the door. It doesn't sound that interesting, but this took me hours compared to a door like this, which just opens easily, which I could have just done. That was our truly last possible boring build, and I say that goes into B tier because it was super hard and it was super fun and I love it. Now that we have no more completely boring builds, let's get into actually interesting builds. This is a simple train. It's a train. What else do you want from me? It has a lumber, coal, the actual train piece, and then cargo, like passenger cargo. I like it swiveling, but for that reason, I think the train goes into high C tier. This is a helicopter. I built this helicopter a couple years ago. It's not the smoothest. Actually, it's nowhere near smooth, and it doesn't look that great. But I was really impressed with myself when I was originally able to make this, because I tried really hard. And, you know, it works. It works for a helicopter. It looks kind of like a Black Hawk. And I like it. I like it. And it shoots. Look at that. Ga, 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 ga. But it's pretty simple. It doesn't require too many hard mechanics. It just spins. That's all it really does. So for that reason, I think the helicopter goes... I think it can go above the slot machine. I think it fits there. Our next build was my original version of Vah Rudania. If you've ever played not Build with Treasure, Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you'll know Vah Rudania is the divine beast for... Can I not get in here? Why can't I get in here? Is the divine beast for the volcano region in Breath of the Wild. This is Vah Rudania. It's not that special. It doesn't really even look like Vah Rudania, but I did put a lot of effort into it. He opens his mouth. Look. Oh, wrong button. I haven't used this thing in forever. He like shoots fire out of his mouth. If I can figure out how to do that. If I can figure it out, hold on. Open the mouth. Fire. And then I think... Nope, that's Rar. Because he's like a dinosaur. If... Maybe... Here's something cool. He can control his tail. I remember having a laser he could shoot out of his mouth. And I don't remember how to control that. I have no clue how to control that, actually. That's that. That's that. Aha! I figured it out. There's the laser. It didn't go very far, but it's a laser. It's a laser. So, I think for that reason, our original Vah Rudania, Cliffhanger, BTW, I think that goes high B tier. It's a staple in my life. I love this build to death. Couldn't live without it. Vah Rudania was truly a great project of mine, but you know what else was a great project? These armor sets that I made. These are custom made armor sets with hyper detail on them. I put so many detail onto these, and I think they look really good. This one right here, I could wear. This one's based off the show Mob Psycho. Never actually watched it, just like the character. This one is based off a character in Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess in the Temple of Time called Dark Nut. Weird name. But, look at him. This is almost one-to-one of how he actually looks in the game, and you can put on the suit. I'm not going to put him on right now. It takes so long, and they disintegrate as soon as you're on them. They're not even that good. And then this is a lava suit that I decided to make, and I thought it looked really good, and it still does look really good. It has a spinning mechanic on the top. I decided to put one on. It looks kind of goofy, but this is the Dark Nut set, the Dark Nut armor set. If I get a sword, he can actually swing around the sword. Ha, ha, ha. And honestly, it doesn't fit well with the bat. I have a certain avatar that you need to wear this. But the other ones fit just like this. So for that reason, in this build, I think the armor sets fit very well at the top. No, near top of A tier. Scratch that. Lower A tier. Now, this is a pretty crazy build that I've made, and it is a KFC. We have pickup food counter. I did a pixel of Colonel Sanders. There's come to KFC. There's like really nice trees that I built for some reason on the KFC property. There's a parking lot with handicapped parking spots. There's a KFC design, special front, tile flooring with special tables and trash cans. And then there is more Colonel Sanders artwork. Chicken good. We use chicken, not children. You could tell when I made this based off the humor. The menu doesn't really work anymore, but, you know, it's a menu. Why does it matter? We have a bathroom. The girls' bathroom looks basically just like this. But we do have a secret here. And let me find it. This is the secret menu, and you can't even read it anymore. But it was a secret menu that you'd find by going into the boys' bathroom into that portal. This is the employees only area, and I didn't really know what a KFC looked like, so I just kind of guessed. This is our cooking area, stovetops, ice cream or like drink dispensers, walk-in freezer, sinks, ovens. There's the ice cream dispenser along with the air the grease fryer. Oh my god. And then here's all the food that you could actually buy. You'd be like, oh, I want this, and then I would copy and paste it and bring it over to you. And this is the manager's office. All together, along with this this drive-through, I think the KFC is really well made. This is a pretty great build. So, for that reason, I think KFC gets very high A tier. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if the dragon should be up here. I think I'm going to move it behind the rest of those. So we don't have currently anything in S tier, but that'll definitely change very, very soon. This is a chess set along with a mini chess set. These pieces can be played by eating a big candy or a small candy and releasing all the butter blocks on the bottom by flicking a lever, and all the pieces would move around. You'd be able to move them around and slide them to where you need them to go. So, like this one, I don't know if I can push it in my current state here. Big candy. You could push the piece. They were kind of finicky, really hard to control, went into the ground a lot, didn't really work. Those ones work a lot better though. You can see that all the little details I put on them from down here. I put a lot of work into this build. And for that reason, I think this build, this chess set, deserves to go into right here on A tier. Now, this is our first official S tier build. I'm already telling you the answer to this build before we get to it. The micro detailing on this build is insane. I put so much detail into every single little fan, every single little piece, everything. There's layers to this build, and it works so well. This is an omnidirectional futuristic turret that you can actually go into and you can shoot. See, you can move anywhere you want with this turret, and it's like an energy blaster. Watch this. You could strike down almost anything in the sky as soon as that, like, the pixel effects went away. You could you could cut through probably tungsten diamonds with this thing. God, this thing has served me so well because I've been able to use it on so many different like aircrafts and things, and it's honestly a beaut. These are like all the mechanics behind it. It's not very complicated. It's more for builds rather than like actual working, but it's the best of both worlds, and for that reason, this build goes into S tier, our first S tier build that actually deserves to be there. Round of applause. Next couple of builds, they'll be S tier. We're gonna have a couple more S tiers. Our last two builds before we actually get to the rest of the S tiers. This one is called Enclosure. You'd kidnap somebody with that little machine over there, and you'd bring them up to that place. It's like an ant farm, and you drop them in, and they have their own little enclosure with like a see-through wall. You could see through one side, but you can't see through this side, which is very, very cool mechanic. There's little trees. There's like a little cave over there that you can explore. The water has like different height levels depending on what part of it you're standing in. And honestly, this was a really nice build. It never worked out the way I really wanted it to, but it was a nice build, and I love this build. Also, for reference, sorry about that Windows page, this build is like so far up in the air. You can't even see the map. you can't see the map. So, for that reason, this build will be going into right here, middle A tier-ish. Our last build that isn't S tier is this. This made it into a Jesse TC video. And it's flowing water. It's like water mechanics. You can put blocks on it, and it kind of looks like water. It kind of looks like waves, I think. And it works by all these different pistons going up and down in different unisons and in different positions and going within each other. Look at this. It's super satisfying. It doesn't look like as much, but that's because it just kind of zeroes out eventually. And then this is supposed to be like a... Honestly, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like a caterpillar. But it works like this. It looks really, really weird. And if you give it enough time, it does start to walk. It starts to walk that direction. It takes a long time, though. So, for that reason, I believe this build goes middle of C tier. And then we have our last 3 builds, because these 2 back here are duplicates. They are duplicates and do not actually compute with what's going on. This build right here. This build is a starship. This is a real ship. It does not even... It's not even in the same league as the other ships that we've seen today, okay? This thing doesn't have much of an interior, which honestly kind of a downside. And it's made out of plastic, which is supposed to be like a Ultra Starfleet starship. And it has so many spike blocks on it for like attacking and stuff. It has one-way glass, so you can see out the pilot seat. And there's a good reason it's called FPS Destroyer. Ooh, you can feel the crispness. It goes up, I believe, if I can get them to work. Yeah, the legs in the back go in. The front leg used to go in too, and it wouldn't appear, but it didn't work out. That little purple spot down there, we're supposed to have that, the minigun turret that we had, but it goes really fast. It has 4 different modes. It has regular jet, faster jet, and fastest jet. And then if we press F, it takes off. It's a little laggy, and yeah, look at us go. It is fast. Now this thing is faster than the Star Destroyer, but since it's so laggy, it doesn't really show. This thing has over 800 red thrusters in it, I think. Hold on, let's go look at our red thruster numbers, see if that's right. No? Wait, what thrusters did I put in this? I remember I put like 800 red thrusters in it. Oh, it's because we're in the levels and it doesn't show. Hold on. Okay, severely underestimated. This thing only has 100 red thrusters in it, and I teleported to the wrong place. But it has negative 111 thrusters, which would total up to like 120 total red thrusters. And for that reason, and the whole reason of that ship, it deserves to go into number 1 S tier for now. Our next most insane, most beautiful build of them all almost is Vah Rudania version 2. Vah Rudania version 2. This one actually looks like Vah Rudania. They are almost indistinguishable from the actual game and this one that I built. This one has a 6-plated head, unlike the other one with 4. Leg canisters, actual moving, proper looking legs, proper toes, proper Zonai technology. No, Sheikah technology, not Zonai. Got it mixed up. Sheikah technology, and it works. This thing works. And I know how to control this one. So, oh, you can feel the lag. If we flick this lever, go into our secret chair. Don't mind the lag. Please don't mind the lag. Oh. Make it over to our chair. You should see when my friend gets his builds in here. It lags the server. We have giant mechs that we fight with. Vah Rudania can move. He turns his head left to right. He can open his 6-plated mouth. He has a laser that he shoots out with miniguns now. Wrong button. He can wag his tail. Look at that. He can wag his whole entire tail. And then he moves his legs. Look at his legs move. Ooh. 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 And then I think LP K J H G T Y something something, press every button on my keyboard configuration, something something, I don't know, will start up his shield, which he does have in the actual game, I think. I can't remember. Roar! Roar! Shoot, Valridania, shoot your blasters. Whoa, look at him go. He is a beast, and he tanks any server he goes into. And for that reason, we have a new top S tier. Give it up. Oh, give it up for Valridania. Woohoo! Now, our last build. The most insane build I've ever built it. This is House version 2. The original house that we made is nowhere close in comparison. The micro detailing on every single aspect of this entire house goes beyond any other build that I've ever done before. Every single path, dirt block, rock, and individual pebble on this entire map was handcrafted by me and made by me. It is a manufactured architecture, and I love this build to the core. You go up, you start at the beginning, you go up a nice path with a nice turn, water flow, cherry blossoms on the side. You get greeted with a giant fountain producing the water in the pond at the bottom, with sun and moon on each side. I messed it up. Sun and moon on each side. If you take a left, you can go into the beach. A nice little cozy cave area with nowhere to sit. I got kind of lazy towards the end of this build. If you go to the right of that right you just took, you can take this long, tall bridge up to the top and into the house. The house has a kitchen with a nice flooring. It's really bad. A sink, a stove, an oven, a fridge. You have countertops. You have a TV and a table. You have a shower along with a toilet and a sink. If you go upstairs, ruh-roh, that thing still exists. Let me fix something. Sorry guys, the ship that we spawned in earlier, it's still there. It's still somewhere out there in the null zone. That's probably why the game is so laggy, because it's never usually this laggy. Let's get back into the house and fix the problem we just encountered. So sorry about that. I was trying to do like an elegant, beautiful design. Oh, fuck, I messed up again. I accidentally touched the portal. I'm so sorry. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fiddle-dee-dee. Okay, we're going to change that portal to red. And we're going to change the portal up there to red. Now, we teleport upstairs with the gaming PC I stole from the other configuration. A really shitty bed and a closet. Don't pay attention to the house. The rest of the outside is so much more beautiful. If we go back down the staircase, cut across, and go to our left this time, we go over to a nice, beautiful little park with a nice benches and a giant cherry blossom tree. We have a picnic, and then we have all different types of individual flowers and rocks, bushes, and pebbles. If we go over here, we go over to our nice little parking lot, which we can then drive any one of our cars down the ramp and out to the rest of the game. This build is my favorite build I've ever made. It's beautiful. I spent probably about 3 days on this build straight. It's not Master Builder worth, but it is me builder worth. Did you notice how the game just got better? Yeah, the ship crashed. Oh, Oh, right as I said that, game lag. The ship landed in the void. Oh, the game got so much better right there. Look at this build and the appreciation of it. Oh. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys had a fun time watching this video. It's a long video, and I'm so sorry about that. Let's move our final piece into the puzzle. S tiers, A tiers, B tier, C tier, and D tier all complete. Woohoo! Congratulations, builds. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. I had a fun time making it, and I hope you guys tune back in for another video, especially since this one was so long and most of my other videos aren't as long. Goodbye!